In the quiet countryside of Willowbrook, where rolling green hills kissed the morning mist, there lived a humble man named Robert. He and his wife Lydia stayed in a tiny wooden cottage on the edge of the village. Their roof leaked when it rained, and their meals were often simple bread, soup, and hope. Life wasn't kind to them, yet they faced every hardship with faith. Robert earned a few coins each day, chopping firewood or mending fences. Sometimes when there was no work, they went to bed hungry. One chilly evening, as the wind whispered through the trees, Lydia sighed and said softly, "Robert, we've no food left for tomorrow. What shall we do?" Robert smiled gently, though his eyes were weary. "Don't worry, my dear. Our king is a good man. Tomorrow I'll go to the castle and ask for his help. If I can get a little money, I'll start a trade and earn an honest living." That night, as the stars twinkled above, King Alfred, the ruler of Willowbrook, was walking through the streets in disguise, as he often did to learn how his people lived. Passing by Robert's cottage, he overheard the couple's conversation. The sincerity and hope in Robert's voice touched his heart deeply. The next morning Robert walked to the grand castle gates. The guards, recognizing his humble nature, led him before the king. King Alfred smiled and said, "Robert, I admire your honesty and determination. Here, take this chest of gold coins. Use it wisely, and may your life change for the better." Robert bowed in gratitude, tears glistening in his eyes. He hurried home and showed Lydia the chest. Together they laughed, cried, and thanked God for the king's kindness. That night they slept peacefully, dreaming of a brighter future. But when dawn broke, their joy turned to horror. The chest was empty. Every single gold coin had vanished, even though the doors and windows were locked. Shocked and heartbroken, Robert ran back to the castle and told the king everything. King Alfred, moved by his honesty, gave him a second chest of gold. Yet again, by morning, it was gone. Still believing in Robert's sincerity, the king gave him a third chest, but this time he decided to uncover the mystery himself. Disguised once more, he followed Robert home and hid behind an old oak tree outside the cottage. That night, as the moonlight streamed through the clouds, the king waited in silence. At midnight, a dark shadow emerged from the woods, gliding toward Robert's home. It slipped through the wall and moments later came out carrying the chest of gold. King Alfred stepped forward and commanded, "Stop. Who are you?" The shadow turned, its voice echoing like the wind. "I am Destiny. This man is cursed by his own past deeds. No matter how much gold he receives, it will vanish by morning." The king frowned. "But why is he cursed? What has he done?" Destiny replied, "If you wish to know, travel 50 miles west to the village of Ravenshire. Beneath the old oak tree lives a wise elder named Walter. He knows the story of Victor, the richest man who once lived there." Before the king could speak again, the shadow vanished into the mist with the chest. Determined to learn the truth, King Alfred rode through the night. When dawn arrived, he reached Ravenshire and found the old man sitting beneath a sprawling oak tree, gazing thoughtfully at the rising sun. The king bowed respectfully and asked, "Wise elder, please tell me about Victor." Walter sighed deeply. "Ah, Victor. He was once the wealthiest man in this land, but greed ruled his heart. He lent money to poor farmers at terrible interest. Even when they paid him back double, he claimed they owed him more. One year a great drought struck. A poor farmer couldn't repay his loan. Instead of showing mercy, Victor seized the man's home and land. The farmer, heartbroken, died soon after. Years later, Victor too fell gravely ill and died suddenly. His greed cursed his soul. Since then, he has been reborn to lose everything he ever receives, until he learns the true meaning of generosity. Hearing this, King Alfred understood. Victor had been reborn as Robert. His suffering was not punishment, but a lesson to cleanse his soul through kindness and honest work. When the king returned to Willowbrook, he told Robert everything. Robert fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "Your Majesty," he said, "I understand now. My suffering was my own making, but from this day I will live differently. I will work hard, help others, and ask for nothing unearned." And he kept his word. Robert worked as a laborer, cutting wood, helping villagers repair roofs, and feeding hungry children with whatever he could spare. The people of Willowbrook began to admire him for his humility and goodness. Months later, King Alfred visited again. Seeing Robert's changed life and peaceful heart, he said, "You have redeemed yourself, my friend. Take this chest of gold. You have earned it." That night, the chest remained untouched. No shadow appeared. The gold was safe. Robert used the coins to open a small workshop and employed others in need. Over time, his shop grew, and his name became respected throughout Willowbrook. Years later, on a stormy night, the dark shadow returned once more. It stood outside Robert's cottage but did not enter. Instead, it whispered, "I cannot take from a house that gives to others." Then it vanished forever into the night. This story reminds us that our actions shape our destiny. Greed and selfishness might bring short-term gain, but lead to lifelong loss. True wealth comes not from gold, but from goodness, kindness, and hard work. Robert's life changed only when he changed his heart. When he stopped blaming fate and started helping others, his karma turned into blessings. So, my dear friends, remember, good deeds bring peace. Honesty builds fortune. Generosity creates lasting happiness. Fate is not written in the stars, it's written by the choices we make each day. If you enjoyed this story and its message, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring moral tales. Every story we share carries a life lesson that can make your journey a little brighter and wiser. Tell us in the comments what you learned from Robert's journey, and remember, when you give from the heart, life gives back even more.